Your Honor, I literally cannot be seen in this lighting. It's making my skin look orange. Can someone fix this? This is unacceptable. Those words hang in the air of Providence Municipal Court. Everyone freezes. Did she really just say that? In a courtroom? To a judge? The woman standing before Judge Frank Caprio is Sienna Vanderbilt. She's 23 years old. Her blonde hair is styled in perfect waves that probably took 2 hours. She's wearing a white Channel blazer with gold buttons. Each button probably costs more than a week's groceries. Her nails are long and pink. They're covered in crystals. She holds a ring light in her left hand. Yes, a ring light. In court. Judge Caprio looks at her over his glasses. His face shows no emotion, yet. Ms. Vanderbilt, he says slowly, please turn off that device and approach the bench. Sienna sighs. It's a loud, dramatic sigh, like someone just asked her to climb a mountain. Fine, she says. She doesn't turn off the ring light. She just lowers it. The bright circle still glows against her face. This is case 2025 tier 91,847. It starts simple. It won't stay that way. If you believe that justice should be equal for everyone, no matter how many Instagram followers they have, you'll want to see what happens next. Let's rewind. Let's see how we got here. 2 hours earlier, Maria Santos sat in the same courtroom. She's 41 years old. She's a hospice nurse. That means she takes care of people who are dying. She holds their hands. She listens to their stories. She makes their final days comfortable. It's hard work. It's heartbreaking work. But Maria says it's the most important work she's ever done. Maria is wearing clean scrubs. They're blue with little white flowers. She ironed them this morning. Her shoes are old white sneakers. There's a coffee stain on the left one. She tried to scrub it out. It didn't work. Her hands shake slightly. She's nervous. The bailiff calls her case. Case 2025 tier 91,491. Maria Santos. 3 unpaid parking tickets. Maria stands. She walks to the front. Her steps are quiet. She keeps her head down. Judge Caprio looks at her file. Then he looks at her. His eyes are kind. Miss Santos, he says gently. Good morning. Please tell me about these tickets. Maria's voice is soft. Your Honor, I'm so sorry. I work at Providence Hospice Center. I park on Willow Street because the staff lot is always full by the time I get there. I work the night shift, 11 p.m. to 7 a.m. Then I go to my second job. I clean offices downtown. I get off at 2 p.m. She takes a breath. Her eyes are wet. I know the parking signs say 2-hour limit. I can't move my car in the middle of my shift. My patients need me. Last month, Mr. Chen was dying. He had no family. I held his hand for 3 hours while he took his last breaths. I got a ticket that night. I'm not making excuses. I don't know what else to do. The courtroom is quiet. A woman in the third row wipes her eyes. Judge Caprio nods slowly. How much are the tickets total? $275, Your Honor. Maria's voice cracks. I have $150 saved. I can pay that today. The rest, I can pay $25 a week until it's done. What are you saving for, Ms. Santos? My daughter's graduation, Your Honor. She's finishing community college in May. She's the first person in our family to graduate. I want to buy her a nice dress and take her to dinner. Nothing fancy. Just something special. Judge Caprio writes something down. Ms. Santos, your patients are lucky to have you. This community is lucky to have you. Your daughter is lucky to have you. I'm dismissing all 3 tickets. You owe nothing. Maria gasps. Her hand flies to her mouth. Your Honor? You hurt me. Dismissed. Go buy that dress. Take your daughter somewhere really nice. You both deserve it. Maria starts crying. Thank you. Thank you so much. God bless you, Your Honor. She walks back to her seat. Her legs are shaky. She sits down hard. She buries her face in her hands. Her shoulders shake with sobs. Happy sobs. Relief sobs. This moment matters. Remember Maria. Remember her kindness. Remember her struggle. Remember her gratitude. Because the next person to enter this courtroom is nothing like Maria Santos. The doors burst open. Burst. Like someone kicked them. In walks Sienna Vanderbilt. Everything about her screams money. Her channel blazer is crisp and white. Her jeans are ripped Balenciaga. They cost $890. For jeans with holes in them. Her shoes are Christian Louboutin heels, red bottoms, $1,200. She's carrying a white Hermes Birkin bag. If you don't know what that is, let me tell you. It's a purse that costs more than a car, sometimes more than a house. Sienna's is white leather with gold hardware. It probably cost $45,000. Her phone is in her hand. It's always in her hand. It's an iPhone 15 Pro Max in gold. She has a pop socket on the back. It says main character energy in sparkly letters. She's also carrying that ring light. It's a small one, professional grade, the kind influencers use. It's on. It's pointed at her face. Behind her walks her lawyer. His name is Kenneth Breslow. He's wearing a $3,000 suit. His face looks tired, like he already knows this will be a long day. The bailiff stands. Case 2025 Tier 91,847. Sienna Vanderbilt. Reckless driving, speeding, and resisting an officer. Sienna walks to the front. Her heels click on the floor. Click, click, click. Each step is loud. Purposeful. She's making an entrance. She doesn't look at Judge Caprio. She's looking at her phone. Her thumb swipes up. She's checking her Instagram. She smiles, probably reading comments. Judge Caprio watches her. He says nothing. He waits. Sienna reaches the podium. She sets her ring light on it. The light shines up at her face. It creates this weird glow in the courtroom. Finally, she looks up. Your Honor, I literally cannot be seen in this lighting. It's making my skin look orange. Can someone fix this? This is unacceptable. The courtroom goes silent, dead silent. Judge Caprio blinks once, twice. Excuse me? Sienna waves her hand around. The lighting in here. It's terrible. I have 2.3 million followers. They watch my stories. If someone takes a photo of me here and posts it, I need to look good. This fluorescent lighting is a disaster. Don't you have, like, better bulbs or something? A man in the back row makes a sound. It's half laugh, half disbelief. Judge Caprio takes off his glasses. He cleans them with a cloth. He puts them back on. Ms. Vanderbilt, this is a courtroom, not a photography studio. I know, Sienna says. She sounds annoyed, like he's the one being difficult. But couldn't we at least try? I literally brought my own light to help. You're welcome, by the way. Kenneth Breslow, her lawyer, closes his eyes. His hand goes to his forehead. Judge Caprio looks at the bailiff. The bailiff looks at the court reporter. The court reporter's mouth is hanging open. Ms. Vanderbilt, Judge Caprio says, his voice is very calm. Too calm. Turn off that light. Put away your phone. We have serious matters to discuss. Sienna sighs again, that same dramatic sigh. Okay, but can we speed this up? I have a brand deal meeting at 2 p.m. It's with Fashion Nova. They're flying me to LA tomorrow. First class, obviously. She finally turns off the ring light, but the phone stays in her hand. Judge Caprio picks up a file. It's thick. Let's talk about why you're here. On March 3rd, 2025, at approximately 9:15 p.m., you were stopped on Hope Street. The posted speed limit is 25 miles per hour. It's a residential zone. There's a playground on that block. Officer Davis clocked you going 67 miles per hour. That seems high, Sienna interrupts. She's scrolling through her phone, not even looking up. Ms. Vanderbilt, are you listening to me? Yeah, speeding, whatever. Look, I was late to dinner. It was reservations at the Dorrance. Do you know how hard it is to get a table there? Judge Caprio stares at her. You were doing 67 in a 25. That's 42 miles over the limit. Do you understand how dangerous that is? Sienna finally looks up. She shrugs. One shoulder. Casual. I'm a really good driver, though. I've never been in an accident. You've never been in an accident because you've been lucky, Judge Caprio says, and because other people have been paying attention. Whatever you say. She looks back at her phone. A woman in the gallery shakes her head. A man crosses his arms. Judge Caprio continues reading. When Officer Davis pulled you over, he approached your vehicle. A white Mercedes G wagon. You refused to roll down your window. It was cold out, Sienna says. I had the heat on. I didn't want to let the warm air out. You had your window up for 12 minutes. Officer Davis asked you 14 times to roll it down. You were on your phone the entire time. You were doing an Instagram live. Now people in the gallery are leaning forward. This is getting interesting. I was telling my followers I got pulled over, Sienna says. She sounds defensive. They care about my life. That's literally my job. Your job, Judge Caprio says slowly, was to comply with the police officer. Instead, you filmed him. You made jokes about him. You told your followers, and I quote, "This cop is having a power trip. He's probably mad because he makes $40,000 a year and I make that in a week." Sienna's face doesn't change. She doesn't look embarrassed. She looks annoyed that he brought it up. That's taken out of context, she says. Really? What's the context that makes that acceptable? I was being relatable. My followers love when I'm real. Judge Caprio sets down the file. When you finally rolled down your window, Officer Davis asked for your license and registration. What did you do? Sienna examines her nails. The pink crystals catch the terrible fluorescent light she complained about. I gave them to him. Eventually. First, you asked him if he knew who you were. I was just making conversation. Then you told him your boyfriend plays for the Patriots. He does. Well, he did. We broke up last week. But that's not the point. You're right, Judge Caprio says. That's not the point. The point is you tried to use your connections to get out of a ticket. Kenneth Breslin finally speaks. Your Honor, if I may. Not yet, Counselor. Judge Caprio holds up one hand. I'm not finished. He looks back at Sienna. When Officer Davis began writing the ticket, you called someone. Who did you call? Sienna shifts her weight. For the first time, she looks slightly uncomfortable. My manager. Your manager called the police station 3 times, trying to get your ticket dismissed. Then your manager called the mayor's office. Then your manager called here. To this courthouse, 4 times in 1 week. Kenneth Breslin looks like he wants to disappear. That's what managers do, Sienna says. They manage situations. They tried to interfere with the legal process. Judge Caprio says, that's not managing. That's attempting to obstruct justice. That's a bit dramatic, Sienna says. She waves her hand. Dismissive. It was just phone calls. The gallery is buzzing now. Whispers spread like wildfire. Someone whispers entitled loud enough for everyone to hear. Judge Caprio picks up another paper. Officer Davis' report says you refused to sign the ticket. I didn't refuse. I just didn't want to. That's the definition of refusing. Well, it's a stupid rule. Why do I have to sign something that says I did something wrong when I don't think I did anything wrong? Signing the ticket doesn't mean you admit guilt. It means you acknowledge receipt. Officer Davis explained this to you 5 times. He was rude about it. He was doing his job. Sienna rolls her eyes, at a judge, in court. A man in the gallery stands up. The bailiff looks at him. He sits back down, but his face is red. He's angry. Ms. Vanderbilt, Judge Caprio says, do you think the rules don't apply to you? No, she says quickly. Too quickly. I just think there should be like a fast pass option. For people who are busy, I would totally pay extra to skip this whole thing. This whole thing is called justice. It's not a theme park. I know that, obviously. I'm just saying some people's time is more valuable. That's just facts. Maria Santos is still sitting in the gallery. She's watching this. Her mouth is slightly open. She can't believe what she's hearing. Judge Caprio leans back in his chair. Tell me, Ms. Vanderbilt, what do you do? What's your job? I'm an influencer, a content creator. I have 2.3 million followers on Instagram, 1.8 million on TikTok, 900,000 on YouTube. And what do you create content about? Fashion, beauty, lifestyle, my life. People want to see what I do every day. I see. And how much do you make? Kenneth Breslin sits up straight. Your Honor, I'm not sure that's relevant. I'm establishing a pattern, Counselor. Ms. Vanderbilt, you mentioned you make $40,000 in a week. Is that accurate? Sienna lifts her chin. She's proud. Sometimes more. Last month I made $65,000. I did a campaign for a skincare brand, plus sponsored posts, plus affiliate links. So you make more in a month than most people make in a year. I work hard for it. I'm sure you do. Let me ask you something else. Do you know who Maria Santos is? Sienna looks confused. No? Should I? Judge Caprio gestures to the gallery. She's sitting right there. She was in this courtroom 2 hours ago. Sienna turns around. She looks at Maria. Her eyes scan Maria's scrubs, her old shoes, her tired face. Sienna turns back around. Okay. Maria is a hospice nurse. She works 2 jobs. She couldn't pay her parking tickets because she's saving money for her daughter's college graduation. Do you know what I did? I dismissed her tickets. That's nice, Sienna says. She sounds bored. Do you know why I did that? Because she's poor? The courtroom explodes. Not literally, but the reaction is explosive. Multiple people gasp. Someone says, "Oh my God." Someone else says, "Are you kidding me?" Judge Caprio holds up his hand. The room quiets, but the anger remains. It hangs in the air like smoke. No, Judge Caprio says. His voice is ice. Not because she's poor, because she showed remorse, because she's contributing to society in a meaningful way, because she treats people with respect. None of those things have anything to do with money. Sienna shrugs. If you say so. I do say so. Let me show you something. He nods to the bailiff. The bailiff wheels him a TV. He presses play. The screen shows body camera footage. Officer Davis of body cam. The date stamp says March 3, 2025, 9:17 p.m. The video shows a white Mercedes G-Wagon parked on the side of the road. Its hazard lights are flashing. Officer Davis approaches. You can hear his footsteps. He reaches the driver's side window. It's up, he knocks. Ma'am, Providence Police, please roll down your window. Nothing happens. Through the window, you can see Sienna. Her phone is up. She's filming herself. You can't hear what she's saying, but she's talking. Officer Davis knocks again. Ma'am, I need you to roll down your window. Still nothing. This continues for 12 minutes. The body cam shows it all. Officer Davis is patient. Professional. He never raises his voice. He explains multiple times that she needs to comply. Finally, the window comes down. Just a crack. 2 inches. What? Sienna's voice is annoyed. License and registration, please. Do you know who I am? I need your license and registration, ma'am. I have 2.3 million followers. I'm Sienna Vanderbilt. My boyfriend plays for the Patriots. That's nice, ma'am. I still need your license and registration. You can hear Sienna huff. The window goes back up. A minute passes. The window comes back down. She shoves her license out. I can't find my registration. It should be in your glove box. I don't want to look right now. Can't you just look it up in your system or whatever? Officer Davis is incredibly patient. I can, but you're still required to have it in the vehicle. Well, I don't know where it is. My assistant usually handles that stuff. The video continues. Officer Davis walks back to his patrol car. He runs her license. He writes the ticket. He walks back. Ma'am, I'm issuing you a citation for speeding. 67 in a 25 zone. That's reckless driving. I need you to sign here. I'm not signing that. Ma'am, signing doesn't mean you admit guilt. It just means you received the citation. I don't care. I'm not signing. If you refuse to sign, I'll have to take you into custody. Sienna laughs. Actually laughs. Yeah, right. Do you know what would happen if you arrested me? The internet would cancel you so fast. My followers would destroy your life. Officer Davis doesn't react. Ma'am, I'm giving you one more chance. Please sign the citation. No. Step out of the vehicle, please. Sienna's voice gets higher. Are you serious right now? This is insane. I'm calling my manager. She starts dialing. Officer Davis opens her door. Ma'am, step out of the vehicle. Now. The video shows Sienna getting out. She's holding her phone. My manager is calling the station right now. You're going to be in so much trouble. Officer Davis takes out his handcuffs. Turn around, please. You're not putting those on me. You refused a lawful order. Turn around. The video ends there. The courtroom is silent. Everyone just watched Sienna threaten a police officer. Everyone just watched her refuse to comply. Everyone just heard her try to use her influence as a weapon. Judge Caprio turns off the TV. Ms. Vanderbilt, do you want to tell me your side? Sienna's face is red now. She's embarrassed. Finally, that video doesn't show everything. He was being aggressive. He was being aggressive? He asked you politely 14 times. He explained the law. He gave you multiple chances. He was going to arrest me. Because you refused to sign a ticket, you gave him no choice. Sienna's voice rises. Do you know what that would have done to my brand? Do you know how many deals I would have lost? I have a reputation to protect. So does Officer Davis. So does this court. So does every person who drives the speed limit and follows the law. Sienna crosses her arms. Whatever. Are we done? Because I really need to go. Judge Caprio stares at her. 10 full seconds pass. No one moves. No one breathes. Ms. Vanderbilt, he finally says, do you have any idea how much danger you put people in? It was just speeding. It was 42 miles over the speed limit. In a residential zone. There are children on that street. Families. What if a kid ran into the road? What if a car pulled out of a driveway? At 67 miles per hour, you wouldn't have time to stop. You would have killed them. Sienna doesn't respond. She looks at her nails again. Let me tell you a story, Judge Caprio says. 3 years ago, we had a case in this courtroom. A young man, 19 years old. He was speeding. He hit a little girl. She was 6. She was getting her bike out of the garage. He was going 55 in a 25. He killed her instantly. Her name was Emma. I think about her every single day. The room is silent, completely silent. That young man sat where you're sitting. Do you know what he said? He said, I'm sorry. He said it 100 times. He said, I would give anything to go back. He said, I see her face every time I close my eyes. He meant every word. He took responsibility. He accepted his punishment. He has to live with what he did for the rest of his life. Judge Caprio leans forward. You could have been that young man. You could have killed someone, and you're standing here complaining about lighting. Sienna finally looks up. It's not the same thing. I didn't hit anyone. Because you got loose kikai. The word echoes through the courtroom. Judge Caprio never yells, but he's yelling now. You got lucky that no one was there. You got lucky that the road was empty. You got lucky that Officer Davis was there to stop you before you did kill someone. And instead of being grateful, instead of being humble, instead of taking this seriously, you're worried about your Instagram. Sienna's eyes are wet now. But she doesn't cry. She won't cry. That would ruin her makeup. I've seen hundreds of cases. Judge Caprio continues. Thousands. I've seen people who made mistakes. Real mistakes. People who were speeding to get to the hospital. People who forgot to renew their registration because they were taking care of a sick parent. People who made an honest error. And do you know what they all had in common? They were sorry. They took responsibility. They showed respect. He points at her. You have shown none of those things. Not one. You tried to use your influence to intimidate an officer. You had your manager call the police station. You threatened that officer with your followers. You told them you would cancel them. Do you understand what you did? You tried to weaponize your platform to escape consequences. I didn't mean it like that, Sienna says quietly. Then how did you mean it? She has no answer. Judge Caprio picks up his gavel. He doesn't use it yet. He just holds it. Let me explain something to you, Ms. Vanderbilt. I don't care how many followers you have. I don't care who your boyfriend is. I don't care how much money you make. In this courtroom, everyone is equal. The law applies to all of us. The same rules, the same standards, the same consequences. Sienna lifts her chin. Fine. How much is the fine? I'll pay it right now. I have my credit card. You think this is about money? Isn't it always? And there it is. The moment. The breaking point. Judge Caprio sets down his gavel. Tell me something. What's the most you've ever spent on a purse? Sienna looks confused by the question. I don't know. Maybe $50,000. I have a Hermes Himalaya Birkin. It's super rare. $50,000 on a purse. It's an investment. It increases in value. And your car? The Mercedes? $135,000. But I got a discount because I promoted the dealership. So you spent $185,000 on a car and a purse. Plus taxes and fees. But yeah. Judge Caprio writes something down. Maria Santos saves $25 a week for her daughter's graduation. That's $1,300 a year. She would have to save for 142 years to buy your purse and car. Sienna doesn't say anything. She's doing the math in her head, realizing how it sounds. Do you understand what I'm telling you? You have more wealth and accessories than Maria has earned in her entire life of working. 2 jobs, taking care of dying people, making their final moments comfortable. And you think you deserve special treatment because you take photos for Instagram. I didn't say that. You didn't have to. Your actions said it for you. Kenneth Breslow tries again. Your Honor, may I please address the court? Go ahead, counselor. Kenneth stands. He straightens his tie. Your Honor, my client is young. She's made some poor choices, but she has no prior record. She's never been in trouble before. I asked for leniency. We're willing to pay all fines and court costs. We can do community service, whatever the court deems appropriate. Your client threatened a police officer. She was scared. She reacted poorly. She knows that now. Does she? Judge Caprio looks at Sienna. Ms. Vanderbilt, do you know that? Sienna nods. Barely. I need to hear you say it. I know I reacted poorly. Her voice is flat, rehearsed. Her lawyer probably told her to say that. Do you understand why your behavior was wrong? Because I broke the law? That's part of it. Why else? Sienna thinks. She's actually thinking. Because I was disrespectful. Keep going. Because I tried to use my followers to intimidate someone. Yes, what else? She has nothing else. Judge Caprio sighs. Because you showed no empathy. No understanding that other people matter just as much as you do. No recognition that the world doesn't revolve around you and your brand deals and your Instagram stories. He picks up another document. I have your social media history here. After you got pulled over, you posted about it. You made 5 Instagram posts, 12 stories, 3 TikToks. You turned your arrest into content. That's what I do. I share my life. You made jokes about Officer Davis. You called him Badge Boy. You created a hashtag. Hashtag Badge Boy failed. Your followers used it to harass him. Do you know what happened? Officer Davis received death threats. He had to make his social media private. His wife was stalked. Someone found his address and posted it online. All because of you. Sienna's face goes pale. I didn't know that would happen. What did you think would happen? You have 2.3 million followers. You pointed them at him like a weapon. You had to know. I just thought it would be funny. Funny. Judge Caprio repeats the word slowly. Death threats are funny? No, I didn't mean. I didn't think it would go that far. But it did. Actions have consequences, Ms. Vanderbilt. Everything we do creates ripples. Your ripples hurt someone. Someone who is doing their job. Someone who is protecting the community. Someone who probably makes in a year what you make in a week. Sienna is crying now. Real tears. Her mascara runs down her face. Black streaks on perfect foundation. She doesn't wipe them away. She doesn't seem to care anymore. I'm sorry, she whispers. Are you? Or are you sorry you got caught? Both. I don't know. I'm confused. Let me unconfuse you. Judge Caprio stands up. He walks down from the bench. He's standing now at the same level as Sienna, eye to eye. You are 23 years old. You're young. You have your whole life ahead of you. You've been very fortunate. You're pretty. You're photogenic. You have a platform. You make good money. Those are all blessings, but they're not accomplishments. He pauses. Do you know the difference? Sienna shakes her head. An accomplishment is something you earn through hard work and sacrifice. Maria Santos worked 2 jobs for 20 years to raise her daughter. That's an accomplishment. A soldier who serves his country. That's an accomplishment. A teacher who shapes young minds for 30 years. That's an accomplishment. You? You take pictures. That's not nothing, but it's not enough to build your life on. Because beauty fades? Trends change. Followers are fickle. What happens when the next pretty girl comes along? What happens when you're 30 and the brands want someone younger? What happens when people get tired of you? Sienna is fully crying now. Her shoulders shake. She's never thought about any of this. You need to become a person worth following, not just a person with followers. Do you understand the difference? Sienna nods. She can't speak. Let me tell you what's going to happen. Judge Caprio walks back to the bench. He sits down. He picks up his gavel. Sienna Vanderbilt, I find you guilty of reckless driving, speeding, and resisting an officer. Here is your sentence. The room is completely silent. Everyone leans forward. First, you will pay a fine of $8,500. That covers the reckless driving, the excessive speeding, and court costs. Sienna nods. She expected that. She can pay that easily. Second, your license is suspended for 90 days. You may not drive any vehicle. If you're caught driving during this period, you'll face immediate arrest. Her eyes widen. Your Honor, I need my car. I have meetings. I have. I don't care. You'll use Uber. You'll use public transportation. You'll figure it out. She closes her mouth. Third, you will complete 200 hours of community service. Kenneth Breslow writes this down. 200 hours is a lot, but it's manageable. Here's where it gets interesting. Judge Caprio says, you're going to do your community service at Hope Street Elementary School. That's the school near where she was speeding, where the playground is. You will work as a crossing guard. Every morning and every afternoon, you'll wear a safety vest with community service written on the back. You'll help children cross the street safely. You'll hold up the stop sign. You'll blow the whistle. You'll smile at those kids. You'll protect them, because you put them in danger with your reckless driving. Now you're going to keep them safe. Sienna's mouth opens. A crossing guard? Yes, Monday through Friday, 7:30 to 8:30 a.m. and 2:30 to 3:30 p.m. For the rest of the school year, that's 13 weeks, 130 hours right there. Your Honor, I can't. My schedule. My content. I post every morning. My followers expect. I don't care what your followers expect. This is what I expect. Sienna looks at her lawyer. He gives a tiny shake of his head. There's nothing he can do. The remaining 70 hours will be completed at Providence Hospice Center. Maria Santos sits up straight. Her hospice center. You'll work under the direct supervision of Maria Santos. Sienna turns around. She looks at Maria. Maria stares back. You'll clean rooms. You'll change linens. You'll empty bedpans. You'll mop floors. You'll do whatever Maria tells you to do. And you'll do it with respect and gratitude, because Maria is going to teach you what real work looks like, what caring for others looks like, what sacrifice means. Sienna is shaking her head. Please. Anything else? I'll pay more money. I'm not finished. Fourth, you will issue a public apology. Her head snaps up. A what? A public apology. You use your platform to attack Officer Davis. Now you'll use it to apologize. You'll make a video, not a story. A permanent post. You'll apologize to Officer Davis by name. You'll take full responsibility. You'll tell your followers that what you did was wrong, and you'll leave it up. Forever. You don't get to delete it when people stop watching. That'll destroy my engagement, my sponsors. We'll see that you're a person with character, or they won't. Either way, you're doing it. Sienna looks at the floor. Her perfect image is crumbling. Fifth, you will write a 2,000-word essay on the importance of taking responsibility for one's actions. Handwritten, not typed. Not written by your assistant or your manager or ChatGPT. You will write it yourself, and you'll submit it to this court in 30 days. Kenneth Breslow is writing furiously. This is a lot of conditions. 6, you are prohibited from posting any content about this case, this court, or your community service. No Instagram posts. No TikToks. No tweets. No content whatsoever. If I see you turn this into an opportunity for engagement, I'll hold you in contempt and you'll spend 30 days in jail. Sienna's face is white. You can't tell me what to post. I absolutely can. It's a condition of your sentence. You tried to turn your arrest into content. You weaponized your platform. Now your platform is restricted. Don't test me on this. She says nothing. Finally, you're going to meet with Officer Davis, in person, with his consent. You're going to apologize to him face to face, not over video chat, not through a representative. You, in person, looking him in the eye, and you're going to listen when he tells you how your actions affected him and his family. Judge Caprio sets down his papers. Do you understand everything I've just told you? Sienna can barely speak. Yes, Your Honor. Do you have any questions? She looks at Kenneth. He nods. She speaks. What if I can't complete all of this? Then you'll go to jail. It's that simple. You have a choice. Accept the sentence and complete it, or reject it and face 6 months in custody. Your decision. 6 months in jail versus crossing guard duty and hospital work. It's not really a choice. I accept, Sienna whispers. I'm sorry I didn't hear you. I accept the sentence, Your Honor. Good, you start tomorrow. Be at Hope Street Elementary at 7:15 a.m. The principal is expecting you. After school, you'll report to Providence Hospice Center. Maria will be expecting you at 4 p.m. Don't be late. Punctuality is part of respect. He looks at the bailiff. This case is continued for review in 90 days. We'll reconvene on June 15th to assess Ms. Vanderbilt's progress. He picks up his gavel. One more thing, Ms. Vanderbilt. She looks up. Her face is streaked with makeup. Her perfect appearance is ruined. You complained about the lighting in this courtroom. You said it was unacceptable. You said you needed better lighting to look good. He mounts to the bailiff. The bailiff walks to the wall. He flips a switch. All the lights go off. The courtroom is dark. Not completely dark. Light comes through the windows, but the fluorescent lights are off. The ones she hated. How's the lighting now, Ms. Vanderbilt? No one makes a sound. 10 seconds pass. 15, 20. The lights come back on. Let me tell you something about lighting. In this courtroom, the light shines on the truth. Not on your face. Not on your designer clothes. On the truth. On justice. On what's right and wrong. That light doesn't care if you look pretty. It shows who you really are. And today, Ms. Vanderbilt, it showed us exactly who you are. He brings down the gavel. Case continued. You're dismissed. Sienna doesn't move. She can't move. She's frozen. Kenneth touches her arm. Let's go. They walk out, slowly. Sienna's heels don't click anymore. She shuffles. Her head is down. Her phone is in her purse. She doesn't even think about it. The courtroom erupts. People are talking. Someone claps. Others join in. It's not loud applause. It's that slow clap, the kind that means justice was served. Maria Santos is crying again, but this time she's smiling through her tears. 6 weeks pass. It's April 20th, a Saturday morning. Hope Street Elementary School is quiet. No kids today, but someone is there. Sienna Vanderbilt stands at the crosswalk. She's wearing jeans, real jeans, not designer. Old Navy. $30. Her shirt is a simple gray hoodie. Her hair is in a ponytail. No makeup. Well, a little mascara, but that's it. Her nails are short now. No crystals, just clear polish. She's waiting. She's early. She got here at 9:45 a.m. Her meeting isn't until 10 a.m. A police car pulls up. Officer Davis gets out. He's in uniform. He's nervous, you can tell. Sienna's heart pounds. This is it. The face-to-face apology. They meet at the crosswalk, the exact spot where she was speeding 6 weeks ago. Officer Davis, Sienna says. Her voice shakes. Thank you for meeting me. He nods. Ms. Vanderbilt. Please, call me Sienna. They stand there, awkward. Neither knows how to start. Sienna takes a breath. I'm sorry. I know I've said that already, in my video, but I need to say it to you, in person. I'm so sorry for what I did, for how I treated you, for what my followers did to you and your family. There's no excuse. I was wrong. Completely wrong. Officer Davis listens. His face doesn't change. I've been working at the school, Sienna continues. As a crossing guard, I've been there for 6 weeks. Every morning, every afternoon. I've helped 317 kids cross the street, I counted. She laughs. It's a sad laugh. One of them is named Emma. She sticks. She has pigtails and she loves unicorns. Every day she tells me a unicorn fact. Did you know unicorns are the national animal of Scotland? I didn't, but Emma taught me. Officer Davis's expression softened slightly. The first day I saw her, all I could think about was the story Judge Caprio told. About the other Emma. The one who died. I realized that could have been this Emma. If I had been speeding just one day earlier, if the timing had been different, if she'd been running out to get her bike, I could have killed her. Sienna's voice breaks. She's crying now. Real tears, not for show, not for content, just real emotion. I think about that every single day. Every time I hold up that stop sign. Every time I blow the whistle. Every time I help a kid cross. I think about how close I came to destroying everything. Not just for me. For them. For their families. For you. She wipes her eyes. I also worked at the hospice center. With Maria. She's amazing. Did you know that? She's the most patient person I'd ever met. She taught me how to make beds the right way. Hospital corners. She showed me how to talk to patients. How to listen. Really listen. Not just wait for my turn to talk. Officer Davis is listening. Really listening. There was this patient. His name was George. He was 78. He was dying of cancer. He had maybe 2 weeks left. One day, I was cleaning his room. He asked me to sit down, so I did. And he told me about his life. He was a teacher for 50 years. He taught math. He never made much money. But he said he was rich because he got to shape minds. He got to watch kids grow up. He got to make a difference. Sienna takes a shaky breath. He died last week. I was there. Maria let me sit with him. His daughter was on her way, but she was stuck in traffic. I held his hand. I told him he mattered. I told him his life meant something. And he smiled. It was this tiny smile. And then he was gone. She looks at Officer Davis. That's when I understood. It's not about the money, or the followers, or the likes, or the designer stuff. None of that matters. What matters is what we do for each other. How we treat people. The lives we touch. And I've been doing it all wrong. Officer Davis finally speaks. What happened with my family was hard. I know, I'm so sorry. My daughter is 7. She saw some of the comments. Someone said they hoped she got hurt. A 7-year-old kid. She had nightmares. Sienna covers her mouth. Oh my God. My wife wanted me to quit. She said it wasn't worth it. All because I wrote you a ticket for speeding, for doing my job. I don't know how to fix that. I don't know how to make it right. Officer Davis looks at her. Really looks at her. You're doing it right now. This. Being here. Taking responsibility. Trying to be better. That's how you fix it. They talk for 30 more minutes. Sienna tells him about the kids at school. About learning their names. About how some of them give her high fives now. About Emma and her unicorn facts. She tells him about Maria. About cleaning bedpans and mopping floors and sitting with dying people. About how it's the hardest work she's ever done. But also the most important. Officer Davis tells her about his job. About the good days and the bad days. About the people he's helped. About the accidents he's seen. About why he became a cop in the first place. When they're done, they shake hands. It's not a hug. They're not friends. But there's understanding. There's respect. Good luck, Sienna, Officer Davis says. Thank you. For everything. Even for pulling me over. I needed it. He gets back in his car. He drives away. Sienna stands at the crosswalk for a long time. She looks at the school. At the playground. At the street where she was going 67 miles per hour. She takes out her phone. For a second, you think she might post about this. Old habits. But she doesn't. She opens her notes app. She starts typing. Day 42 of community service. Met with Officer Davis today. I apologized. Really apologized. He didn't have to forgive me, but I think he understood. I'm starting to understand too. This isn't about punishment. It's about becoming a better person. I have 88 hours left at the school and 31 hours left at the hospice. Part of me will be sad when it's over. Is that weird? 6 weeks ago, I would have paid anything to get out of this. Now I'm learning more here than I ever did taking selfies. She puts her phone away. She walks to her car. Not a Mercedes anymore. Her license is suspended. This is an Uber. The driver is waiting. How'd it go? The driver asks. Good, Sienna says. Really good. June 15th, 3 months after the original court date. Sienna walks into Providence Municipal Court. She looks different. Her hair is still blonde, but it's simpler. Natural. Her outfit is modest. Black pants, white blouse, simple flats. She's carrying a folder. The courtroom is full, not with random people, with people she knows now. Maria Santos is there. Officer Davis is there. The principal from Hope Street Elementary is there. 3 of the kids from the crosswalk are there with their parents. Emma is there. She waves at Sienna. Sienna waves back. The bailiff calls the case. Case 2025 TR 91,847. Sienna Vanderbilt. Review hearing. Sienna approaches the bench. She's not scared this time. She's nervous, but it's different. It's respectful nervousness. Judge Caprio looks at her. His expression doesn't give anything away. Ms. Vanderbilt, you're here for your review hearing. Let's go through your sentence requirements. He picks up a document. Community service. 200 hours required. According to the reports, you've completed 207 hours. 7 extra. Why? Sienna speaks clearly. I wanted to finish the school year at Hope Street. The kids were having a field day last week. I wanted to be there. Judge Caprio nods. Principal Martinez, would you like to address the court? A woman stands. She's in her 50s. Professional. Kind face. Your Honor, I'm Linda Martinez, principal at Hope Street Elementary. When you first told me about Ms. Vanderbilt's sentence, I was skeptical. Very skeptical. We've had community service workers before. They usually do the minimum. They watch the clock. They can't wait to leave. She looks at Sienna. Sienna was different. She learned every child's name. All 83 kids who crossed at that intersection. She remembered their siblings, their pets, their favorite colors. She made up a game. The kids had to tell her a joke to cross the street. Bad jokes usually, but they loved it. Principal Martinez smiles. One day, it was raining. Hard. Sienna showed up with 40 umbrellas. She bought them herself. She gave one to every kid who didn't have one. She said, and I quote, "Everyone deserves to stay dry. That's not in the job description. That's character." She sits back down. Judge Caprio writes something. Maria Santos, please approach. Maria stands. She walks to the front. She's in her scrubs, fresh from work. Miss Santos, how was Ms. Vanderbilt as a volunteer? Maria's voice is soft but strong. Your Honor, I didn't want to supervise her. I'm not going to lie. I thought she'd be difficult. I thought she'd complain. I thought I'd have to babysit a spoiled kid. She pauses. I was wrong. Sienna worked harder than any volunteer we've ever had. She never complained. Not once. Not when she had to clean up difficult messes. Not when patients were mean to her. Not when the work was exhausting. Maria's eyes get wet. George, one of our patients, passed away 3 weeks ago. Sienna was with him when he died. She held his hand. She sang to him. She didn't have to do that. Her shift was over, but she stayed because George mattered to her. Maria looks at Sienna. She's not the same person who walked into court 3 months ago. That person was selfish. This person cares. That person thought she was special. This person knows everyone is special. Judge Caprio nods. Thank you, Ms. Santos. You may sit. He looks at Sienna. Officer Davis, do you have anything to say? Officer Davis stands. Your Honor, Ms. Vanderbilt and I met 6 weeks ago. She apologized. It was genuine. Since then, she's taken down all of her posts about me. She's posted a new apology. A real one. The harassment has stopped. My family feels safe again. I appreciate what she's done. He sits. Judge Caprio picks up another paper. Your essay. I read it. All 2,000 words, handwritten as required. You wrote about responsibility, about privilege, about learning from mistakes. There was one line that stuck with me. Would you like to read it? Sienna opens her folder. She takes out the essay. Her handwriting fills 8 pages. She finds the line. I wrote, I used to think my value came from how many people watched me. Now I know my value comes from how I treat the people no one is watching. The courtroom is quiet. Judge Caprio leans back. Ms. Vanderbilt, when you first came to this court, you were concerned about lighting, about how you looked, about your image. Do you remember? Yes, Your Honor. I'm embarrassed by it. Don't be embarrassed. Learn from it. You were living in darkness, not physical darkness, moral darkness. You couldn't see how your actions affected others. You couldn't see your own privilege. You couldn't see past your own reflection. He pauses. But something happened. Light got in. Maybe it was holding Emma's hand at the crosswalk. Maybe it was sitting with George as he died. Maybe it was seeing how hard Maria works. Whatever it was, you started to see clearly. And that's what this was all about. Sienna nods. Tears run down her face. I'm going to ask you a question. Judge Caprio says, what did you learn? Sienna takes a breath. I learned that I'm not special because of my followers. I'm not important because of my money. I'm not better than anyone. I learned that the most important people are often the ones working the hardest for the least recognition. I learned that real influence isn't about likes and comments. It's about the lives you touch face to face, person to person, moment to moment. She wipes her eyes. I learned that I was wasting my platform. I was using it for vanity, for validation, for my ego, but I could use it for something better, something that matters. Like what? I've been thinking about that. Maria told me about funding issues at the hospice center. They need new equipment. They need more staff. I have 2.3 million followers. What if I used that to raise money? What if I used my platform to highlight the real heroes? The nurses, the teachers, the police officers, the people who sacrifice every day. Judge Caprio smiles. It's a small smile, but it's real. That sounds like a good plan. He picks up his gavel. Sienna Vanderbilt, I'm pleased with your progress. You've completed all requirements of your sentence. You've done so with humility and sincerity. Your license suspension is lifted as of today. Your probation is terminated. This case is closed. He brings down the gavel. The courtroom erupts in applause. Real applause. Loud and sustained. Maria stands up. She's clapping. Tears stream down her face. Emma jumps up and down. Yay, Miss Sienna. Officer Davis is clapping too. So is Principal Martinez. Sienna covers her face. She's sobbing. Happy sobs. Relief sobs. Grateful sobs. Judge Caprio stands. He walks down from the bench. He approaches Sienna. He extends his hand. Sienna shakes it. Thank you, Your Honor. Thank you for not giving up on me. I never give up on anyone, but you did the work. You changed. That was all you. They shake hands for a long moment. Then Sienna turns. Emma runs up to her. Sienna picks her up, hugs her tight. I'm going to miss you at the crosswalk. Emma says, I'll visit, I promise. Now you have to keep telling me unicorn facts. Did you know unicorns are mentioned in the Bible? I did not know that. See, I still have so much to learn. Maria approaches. She and Sienna hug. It's a long hug, a meaningful hug. You did good, Mija. Maria whispers, I'm proud of you. I couldn't have done it without you. You taught me what real work looks like, what real caring looks like. Thank you. Officer Davis shakes Sienna's hand. Keep doing what you're doing. I will, I promise. One by one, people congratulate her. The parents of the kids. Principal Martinez. The bailiff even nods approvingly. Sienna leaves the courtroom. She walks out into the sunshine. It's a beautiful June day. Warm. Clear. Perfect. She takes out her phone. She opens Instagram. She hasn't posted much in 3 months. Her engagement is down. She's lost about 100,000 followers. She doesn't care. She starts recording a video. Hey everyone, it's been a while. I want to tell you about the last 3 months. I want to tell you about Emma, and Maria, and Officer Davis, and Judge Caprio. I want to tell you about what I learned, about who I'm becoming. This isn't a sponsored post. There's no filter. This is just me, the real me, and I want to use this platform to do something that matters. She talks for 15 minutes. She tells the whole story. Well, most of it. She talks about her mistakes, her punishment, her transformation. She ends with this: I used to think my value came from how many people watched me. Now I know my value comes from how I treat the people no one is watching. If you want to follow me, great, but I'm not doing this for followers anymore. I'm doing it to make a difference, to highlight the people who matter, to use my privilege for good. And if you're with me on that journey, I'm grateful. If not, I understand. But this is who I am now, and I'm not going back. She posts it. Within an hour, it has 500,000 views. Within a day, 2 million. The comments are overwhelmingly positive. This is the content we need. I've never been prouder to follow someone. You're using your platform the right way. This is what real influence looks like. There are negative comments too. There always are. You only change because you got caught. This is just a PR move. Once entitled, always entitled. Sienna reads them. She doesn't respond. She doesn't need to. She knows the truth. She's not doing this for them. She's doing it because it's right. 1 year later. Emma is 7 now. She's in 2nd grade. She still loves unicorns. Every Wednesday, Sienna picks her up from school, not as a crossing guard, as a volunteer, as a friend. They go to the library. Sienna reads to her. They talk about books, about unicorns, about life. Maria is still working 2 jobs, but now she has help. Sienna organized a fundraiser. She used her platform to raise $150,000 for Providence Hospice Center. They hired 2 new nurses. They bought new equipment. They gave Maria a raise. Not a huge raise, but enough that she only needs 1 job now. Officer Davis is still a police officer. He and Sienna aren't close friends, but they're friendly. She runs into him sometimes. They exchange pleasantries. There's no animosity, just mutual respect. Judge Caprio still presides over his court. He still treats everyone with dignity. He still believes in second chances. He still remembers Sienna's case. It's one of his favorites because it proves that people can change if they want to, if they try, if they're willing to do the work. Sienna is still an influencer. She still has followers. Actually, she has more now. 3.1 million. But her content is different. She highlights teachers, nurses, police officers, volunteers, everyday heroes. She uses her platform to raise money for causes, to bring attention to issues, to make a difference. She's not perfect. She still makes mistakes, but she's learning, growing, becoming better. One day, she gets a message. It's from Judge Caprio's assistant. He wants to see her. In chambers. Private meeting. Sienna is nervous. Did she use something wrong? She goes to the courthouse. She's ushered into his chambers. It's a small office. Warm, inviting. Photos on the wall. Books on shelves. Judge Caprio greets her with a handshake. Sienna, thank you for coming. Of course, Your Honor. Is everything okay? Everything is fine. Better than fine. Sit down. They sit. There's coffee. She accepts a cup. I've been following your work, Judge Caprio says. The fundraising, the volunteering, the way you've used your platform. I'm impressed. Thank you. I learned from you. I want to ask you something. Would you be willing to speak to young people about your experience? About what you learned? We have a program. Young offenders, first-time offenders, kids who are going down the wrong path. I think your story could reach them. Sienna doesn't hesitate. Yes, absolutely. I'd be honored. Good. I'll have my assistant set it up. They talk for an hour about justice, about second chances, about the power of transformation. When Sienna leaves, she feels lighter, like she has a purpose, a real purpose. That's how the story ends, or maybe it's how it begins. Because Sienna Vanderbilt learned something that changed her life, something we all need to learn. Money can buy many things. Designer clothes, luxury cars, expensive purses, followers, likes, engagement. But it cannot buy character. It cannot buy integrity. It cannot buy empathy. It cannot buy respect. Those things must be earned through actions, through choices, through how we treat others, especially those who can do nothing for us. Sienna learned that the hard way, in a courtroom, under terrible fluorescent lighting, in front of a judge who saw past her facade, who saw her potential, who gave her a chance to become better. She took that chance. She did the work. She changed. Not because she had to. Well, at first she had to, but eventually she wanted to. She wanted to be a person worth following, not just a person with followers. And that made all the difference. Justice isn't about punishment. It's about restoration. It's about giving people the opportunity to be better, to do better, to learn from their mistakes and grow. Judge Frank Caprio understands this. He's been doing it for decades, treating people with dignity, holding them accountable, giving them second chances when they earn them. Sienna Vanderbilt was one case among thousands, but she represents something important. She represents hope, proof that people can change, that privilege can be used for good, that influence can mean something. So here's the lesson. Here's what we all need to remember. The lighting doesn't matter. The designer clothes don't matter. The followers don't matter. What matters is who we are when no one is watching, what we do for others, how we treat people, the difference we make. That's the real measure of a person. That's what matters in the end. Sienna learned that lesson in a courtroom, on a crosswalk, in a hospice center. Now it's our turn to learn it too.